What up, crypto warriors? It's Sergeant Crypto back at it again. Today is Friday, September 4th, 2020. Bitcoin took a big dump on us over the last 24 hours, and over the last 7 days. It's just been crazy, dumping. We could see it as a bad thing, or we could see this as a buying opportunity to buy the dip. Let's take a quick look here at the charts. Everything is in the red. Like I stated yesterday, Bitcoin is the big daddy of them all, the granddaddy, the one that moves the whole market. This is the tide that lifts all boats. If Bitcoin is pumping, the market pumps. If Bitcoin dumps, the market dumps. And as you can see, everything is in the red. Well, except for EOS. I don't know what kind of news they have going on. And Tron, of course. We know Tron has been pumping crazy over the past week. Couple of coins I'm looking at picking up in the DeFi space, trying to get a position in on Kyber Network and in Band Protocol. It's been down almost 10% over the past 24 hours. Just waiting for it to drop a little bit more, have some buy orders set already, and just, fill my bags a little bit more. Let's take a look at why I think the market dropped. This is why. The S&P index, the S&P 500 dropped all the way down to 30, looks like 34.25 on this long wick right here. So the S&P dropping will bring down the other markets around it. Just kind of like how Bitcoin in the crypto space brings everything down, the S&P will bring everything down because people are looking to get their hands on cash as fast and as soon as possible. One of the most liquid markets out there is, of course, the Bitcoin market. And as we saw with the drop in the S&P yesterday, 24 hours, or the day chart, the same thing happened on Bitcoin. It dropped below 10K yesterday as well. Here's what some of the quote-unquote experts are saying. This is coming from Cointelegraph. Bitcoin market index back to fair on 91st anniversary of the 1929 crash. Now, I'm not superstitious, but it's pretty funny to see that the Bitcoin market, well, not only Bitcoin, but the whole market, when you're talking about stock market, the Bitcoin, everything dropped yesterday. Here it is. Bitcoin may be testing 10K, but further losses would not be unusual, says an asset manager on the 90th anniversary, should be 91st anniversary of the Wall Street crash. In a tweet on September 4th, Raoul Pal said the last 24 hours Bitcoin price declines were nothing out of the ordinary. And it wasn't. It was not anything out of the ordinary. Bitcoin could drop friggin' 40, 50% in 24 hours and then bounce right back up. It's not, this drop is nothing unusual. This is why you don't jump in all at once. You dollar cost average. Not financial advice. I'm just saying. Powell eyes Bitcoin buying opportunity. There you have it. It's a buying opportunity. In the post-halving bull cycles, Bitcoin can often correct 25%, even 40% in 2017, throwing off the short-term traders. And there you have it. This right here. Short-term traders. They're the ones that are hurt by this right now. People that are just super speculating. I know this whole market is a speculating market, or a speculative market, but people that are just trying to be day traders or trying to swing trade or whatever the case may be, they're the ones that are getting hurt by this because they are buying it all at once, trying to buy the pump or trying to buy the dump. Like, just dollar cost average, man. Dollar cost average, either on a weekly or monthly or daily basis. Just dollar cost average. Don't worry about these short-term price swings or giving swing traders a shot at short at the short side. He wrote, each of those was a buying opportunity, DCA opportunity ahead. Exactly. My thoughts exactly. I definitely agree with Raoul Pal 1000%. Here it is. Bitcoin dips below 10K as traders eye CME gap. Now, the CME is a futures trade-in platform out there in Chicago, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It trades futures in different markets. You have oil, futures, gold, all these other things, right? All these other quote unquote commodities. That's a 5-day a week trading platform or trading exchange. Bitcoin is 24 hours. CME is for the US players only. What does that have to do with a 24-hour globally traded market? In my eyes, it has nothing to do with it. What this means to me is there are still a lot of whales that are taking advantage of it and trying to spin this narrative right here. Spin this narrative of this big Bitcoin filling the quote unquote CME gaps. And I have one pointed out right here. This is it right here. The CME gap. This should be filled at the same, what, like 9,700? Then there it is right there. That's where it starts. About 9,700, or if you go by the other one down here, about 9,500 or so. So they're saying that a globally traded market has to fill the gap on an exchange over there in Chicago. I don't know anything too much about trading and futures. That's not my thing. I just DCA. I invest for the long term. These traders, they're trying to say that it has to fill that gap, and if it doesn't fill that gap, that it could look bad, or it could be bad if Bitcoin continues on its way up to say past 20K, past its all-time highs, and then it has to come back down to fill that gap. That gap probably existed, or that gap right here probably happened over a weekend or so, because the CME again trades only from Monday to Friday, and then Bitcoin trades 24 hours. Why would it need to still fill a gap that happened on a weekend, or maybe was this a holiday? The 24th of July? No, it wasn't. They're stating that it still have to fill this gap. I don't buy it, but that's what they're saying, and we'll see. We'll see. Next, we have, again, coming from Cointelegraph. Although we have the market dumping right now, we're still seeing people build out their exchanges, and people, or not people, but in this case, we have the Singapore exchange uses blockchain to issue $300 million digital bond. Don't worry about the day-to-days of the Bitcoin price. Don't worry about, unless you're trading. I mean, if you're a trader, that's your thing, then go for it. But we're still seeing people build and not worry about the day-to-day price of Bitcoin. We have the Singapore Exchange, a major investment holding company in Singapore, has issued its first digital bond powered by blockchain technology. And again, it's great news. It shows a great use case for blockchain tech. And it's not, these people aren't worried about the day-to-day fluctuations of the Bitcoin price. They're not even concerned about that, Bitcoin is dumping. They're still building and still. Next, this comes from Decrypt. SEC faces stiff tests in regulating DeFi, says Esther Pierce. We all know Esther Pierce. She's an SEC commissioner. She is pro-crypto. Now, let's just get down to some parts I highlighted where it's talking about DeFi. It is here that Pierce gets to the heart of the issue. The goal of DeFi, as I understand, is to eliminate intermediaries and to allow people to engage with one another directly, Pierce said. And typically, the way regulators have regulated the financial system is to regulate intermediaries. Now, when we're talking about DeFi, the fact that there isn't a third-party intermediary, it's just a protocol. When you use something like a Uniswap or a Sushi Swap, when you're using these protocols, they're just out there on the internet. And if you decide to participate and provide liquidity to these different protocols, you're doing it with someone else on the other side. You have no idea who they are. They have no idea who you are. You're just trading between each other. Now, the SEC really can't regulate that. And that's the problem for them. That's a good thing for us. Now, she has it right when she says that people are directly interacting with one another, and that the SEC, their goal is to regulate intermediaries. Now, if it was a company, if Uniswap was like an exchange, a direct exchange, or a company, so to say, that they could send letters and cease and desist letters to, or file a lawsuit against them, or whatever the case is, then Uniswap will be in trouble. But it's a decentralized exchange, and they can't. So she's realizes that, and yeah, there's nothing they could do about it. There's nothing they could do about it. So in my eyes, that's a win-win for DeFi. That's a win-win for crypto, and especially when you have someone like her that realizes the fact that they can't do anything about DeFi. Pierce prefers a hands-off role regarding regulation. Regulators have not done a great job on that, and when she's talking about them not having a hands-off approach, she's talking about in a situation where we had the Telegram ICO, the $1.7 billion ICO, and they broke it up. And she said, who did we protect by bringing this action against the ICO, against Telegram? They didn't protect anyone. And all the parties involved with that ICO were all accredited investors. They were all people of a high net worth. So it's not like a regular retail investor that they're trying to protect. So again, I definitely agree with her again. My main priority with respect to anything, and not just crypto, is to allow people in the market to engage in transactions that are manually beneficial, she said, all the while, of course, ensuring that nobody is being defrauded. And that's ultimately what the SEC should be trying to do, instead of trying to have that pay-to-play mentality where because the ICO or the Telegram ICO Telegram didn't pay them beforehand, okay, that they went out there and shut them down. Definitely agree with her 1000%. And yeah, they can't do anything about DeFi. Next, this one again coming from Decrypt. Crypto futures exchange Bitmex adds Chainlink and Tezos. I'm not, again, a trader, but this is news. I saw it everywhere. And Bitmex added two of the biggest pumping coins of 2020, or we could say from late 2019 to 2020, is just a money grab for them and a way for them to make more money and extract more money out of their users, because they trade against their users. One of the big things, I should have had that article pull up, but one of the big things we saw with this big dump from Bitcoin was a lot of longs being liquidated on Bitmex. So you could play that game if you want, where you're trying to leverage up and trade futures, long, short, all that stuff. But remember that these exchanges are betting against you, and they've been in the game since 2014. They started this, but we saw that Binance and Huobi have been stealing the volumes and retail participation from older exchanges like Bitmex, but adding something like a Chainlink and adding something like a Tezos to their platform will only bring more users back to them again, and it's a money grab. So be careful out there if you're trading. But let me know what you think. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Smash up that like, hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.